Welcome to Legion Builds, where I guide you on how to bring your favorite characters into Dungeons & Dragons. This video and all my content is brought to you by my Patreon supporters. You guys are awesome, thank you. Become a supporter today to vote on next video release and more. It's also dedicated to everyone who subscribes to my channel. Thank you guys, I wouldn't do any of this without you. Today we are bringing someone who has a major inferiority complex, Mileena from Mortal Kombat. Mileena was created to be one of Shao Kahn's daughters by cloning Kitana, thereby giving Shao Kahn a claim to the throne of Edenia and creating a more vicious child than Kitana ever could be. Though because of this, Mileena has spent her life hoping to outdo Kitana, proving she is the better daughter. When she was created, Shao Kahn had Shang Tsung splice Kitana's Edenian blood with that of a Tarkatan, a nomadic half-demon race that have cannibalistic tendencies. This would ensure Mileena's aggressive nature and hunger for violence. For today's build, we'll be using the Player's Handbook, Xanathar's Guide to Everything, and Van Richten's Guide to Ravenloft. We're using standard point array to make this guide easier, and we are multi-classing, so pay attention to the minimums. Let's start things off with Dex at 15. You compete in a martial arts tournament with 4 armed people teleporting undead killers and a dude with self-esteem issues that throws his razor-lined hat. If you aren't a fast and nimble fighter, you're a dead fighter. Charisma will be next at 14. When your father dies, you'll need to prove yourself as his true successor, so you need to be scary. Diplomacy is for losers. Wisdom will be at 13. It's a stat minimum, though we're not really going to be needing it. Con is next at 12. You're going to need to be in good health to fight in Mortal Kombat, especially 9 where your skin was being ripped off if you got punched. I'm actually happy how the series went when they did 9, but the game was horrible for a lot of reasons. Not going into that here. Strength will follow with 10, and we're going to have to dump intelligence, as both of these are not needed for this build. Plus, let's face it, Kitana's a lot smarter than you. As stated already, Mileena is a hybrid of an Edenian and a Tarkatan. While she does appear Edenian, her mouth reveals her Tarkatan blood. Damphir, found in Van Richten's, will do actually pretty nicely. Place +2 into Charisma and +1 into Dex. Ancestral Legacy grants you 2 skills of your choice drawn from your heritage. Since Tarkatans are nomadic wastelanders and we made Kitana an elf, grab Survival and Perception. Dark Vision lets you see out in darkness as if it's dim light out to 60 feet. Spider Climb gives you a climbing speed equal to your walking speed. Deathless Nature makes it so you don't need air to survive, which not really you, but okay. Vampiric Bite allows you to bite your enemies with razor sharp fangs. Your teeth are simple melee weapons that use con instead of strength, dealing 1d4 piercing damage on a hit. If you are missing half or more of your HP, you have advantage on the attack. If the creature is an undead or construct, you can empower the bite to do one of 2 things. You can regain health equal to your damage of the bite, or gain a bonus to your next skill or attack roll equal to the bite damage. You can empower the bite a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus per long rest. For your background, grab Stealth and Intimidation. Let's start things off with some martial arts capabilities. Level 1 monks start off with 2 skills. Take Acrobatics and Athletics. Unarmored Defense gives you an AC of 10 plus Dex plus Wisdom when not wearing armor, but we're going to get a better AC later without this. Martial Arts improves your combat with unarmed strikes and simple melee weapons. Now your unarmed strikes and simple melee weapons are Dex based. You can make an unarmed strike with a bonus action when you make an attack, and your unarmed strikes and simple melee weapons now can use a martial arts dice, which start out as a D4. Now, why have I just said simple melee weapons so many times? Well, guess what? Your teeth are simple melee weapons, which now means instead of con, your teeth are going to be Dex based, using martial arts dice for damage. This is going to make it better since we're not going to get con too high. Talk to your DM because some people don't agree with making fangs Dex based. I do, but I'm not your DM, so check with them on how they feel about it. Level 2 monks now have unarmored movement. Now when not wearing armor, your speed is increased. Ki grants you key points that you can use to perform special moves. You have a number of points equal to your monk level. For these moves, Flurry of Blows lets you make 2 unarmed strikes with a single bonus action for 1 key point after making an attack. Step of the Wind turns dash or disengage into a bonus action and doubles your jump distance for 1 key point. Patient Defense turns dodge into a bonus action for 1 key point. Okay, you do have some magical capabilities, so it's time to get some of that. Level 1 Warlocks have an otherworldly patron, and for you call him Dad. For your patron, Fiend works pretty well as Shao Kahn is a monster. Dark One's Blessing grants you temporary hit points when you reduce a hostile creature to 0. This temp HP equals your Charisma plus Warlock level. Pact Magic makes you a poor excuse for a spellcaster. You have limited spell slots, but you cheat and have them all raised to the highest level you have available. At this level, you start off with 2 cantrips and 2 spells. For your spells, Cause Fear forces a wisdom save on one creature within 60 feet and makes them frightened of you for 1 minute while you maintain the spell. At the end of each of its turns, it can attempt to break the spell by retaking the save. Hex allows you to curse a target within 90 feet with a bonus action for up to 1 hour while you maintain the spell. While cursed, all damage you deal to them will receive an extra 1d6 necrotic damage, and they will have disadvantage on one skill check of your choice when you curse them. If the target drops to 0 HP, you can move the curse to another target with a bonus action as long as it's within 90 feet of you. For your cantrips, go nuts. Since you're a blade fighter, I would suggest Green Flame Blade or Booming Blade, but hell, you can grab Chill Touch or Eldritch Blast for a range if you want. Your character level 3 now. Your feature Spider Climb is upgraded. You can now walk on vertical surfaces, freeing up your hands. Level 2 Warlocks receive Eldritch Invocations. These are special gifts from your father that grant you new powers. You get 2 at this level. For your invocations, Armor of Shadows allows you to cast Mage Armor without a spell slot, basically making it a cantrip. This gives you an AC of 13 plus Dex for 8 hours. For your second invocation, take what you want. All the ones you need, you can't get till later, so we have to hold off for right now. For your new spell, grab what you want, we're good right now. Level 3 monks gain their subclass, and since you are a blade fighter, we're going with Kensai Monk found in Xanathar's Guide. Kensai weapons allows you to turn normal weapons into special monk weapons, as long as they lack the heavy or special property. You get 1 melee and 1 range to choose from at this level, but you only use your size, so go with daggers. Agile Parry turns your monk weapons into defensive weapons. By only holding them and making an attack with an unarmed strike instead, you can now add +2 to your AC until the start of your next turn, as long as you're still holding the weapon. Kensai Shot lets you use your bonus action to deal extra damage with ranged Kensai weapons, adding 1d4 to the damage. Both Agile Parry and Kensai Shot will be kinda useless with this build, as you use 2 size and no ranged weapons, but you know what, make it your own. Deflect Missile allows you to reduce damage done to you by a ranged melee attack by 1d10 plus Dex plus monk level as a reaction. If you reduce the damage to 0 and have an empty hand, you catch it and can throw it back. Level 4 monks earn our first ability score improvement. Let's grab a feat. Fighting Initiate gives you a fighting style. 2-weapon fighting lets you add your damage modifier to your offhand attacks when wielding 2 weapons. Slow Fall lets you reduce falling damage with a reaction by 5 times your monk level. Quicken Healing lets you heal yourself by spending 2 key points and then rolling a martial arts dice and adding your proficiency bonus. Level 5 monks receive extra attack. You can now attack twice with a single attack action. Stunning Strike allows you to stun an enemy you hit with an attack by paying 1 key point and forcing a con save. Should they fail, they are now stunned until the start of your next turn. Focused Aim can turn a miss into a hit. When you miss with an attack roll, you can pay up to 3 key points, adding 2 to the roll per point spent. Your martial arts dice are now a d6. Level 6 monks now have key empowered strikes and magical Kensai weapons. Your Kensai weapons and unarmed strikes are now magical. You also gain a new Kensai weapon. I would choose your Fangs if your DM allows it. Death Strike lets you deal extra damage with a Kensai weapon by spending 1 key point and adding a martial arts dice to the damage. Your unarmored movement is now 50 feet. Level 3 Warlocks gain a Pact Boon, another special gift from your father. Pact of the Blade allows you to create a weapon with an action. This weapon can be anything, and you will always be proficient with it. It is magical, and you can bond with a magic weapon to make it your Pact weapon. You now have 2nd level spell slots. For your new spell, Misty Step is a 30-foot teleportation you make with a bonus action. Level 4 Warlocks earn another ability score improvement, and we need another feat. Dual Wielder is a perfect combo with 2-weapon fighting. Now when wielding 2 weapons, you gain +1 to your AC, you can draw or stow them with the same action, and you can use weapons that aren't light. For your new spell, take what you want. You receive a cantrip and a spell at this level, so have fun. Level 5 Warlocks receive another invocation. Improved Packed Weapon adds +1 to the attack and damage of your packed weapon and turns it into your spellcasting focus. You also receive 3rd level spells. For your new spell, Fear creates a 30-foot cone that forces everyone within the cone to make a wisdom save. Should they fail, they are now frightened of you, drop everything they are holding, and can now only use their action to dash away from you. They can only retake the save when they break line of sight from you. Now if you want, you can replace Cause Fear with this spell. Fear has better benefits, but Cause Fear can now target multiple people in a wider area. Level 6 Fiend Warlocks now have Dark One's own luck. Now when you make an ability check or saving throw, you can add a d10 to the roll once per short or long rest. For your new spell, take what you want. Level 7 Warlocks receive another invocation. Eldritch Smite lets you boost your pack weapon's damage by burning a spell slot and adding 1d8 force damage per level of the slot, which is now upgraded to 4th level slots, meaning you can now deal 4d8 damage with your packed weapon. For your new spell, Dimension Door is a 500-foot teleportation that you can make as an action. When you teleport, you must be able to see the place, can describe it, or visualize it. If you teleport into something, the spell automatically fails and you take 4d6 force damage. Level 8 Warlocks earn another ability score improvement. Place this into Dex for better attacks and AC. For your new spell, once more, take what you want. Level 9 Warlocks gain our final invocation. Relentless Hex allows you to teleport within 5 feet of a creature that you have cursed with a spell like Hex, when you can see them. You also gain 5th level spells. For your final spell, Far Step is a 60-foot teleportation that you can make with a bonus action, and you can maintain this spell for 1 minute, teleporting every turn with a bonus action. Level 8 Monks earn our final ability score improvement. Place this into Charisma for better spell DC. Level 9 Monks receive an upgrade to their unarmored movement. You can now run across liquid surfaces. Level 10 Monks now have Purity of Body. You're immune to disease and poisons. Your unarmored movement is now 55 feet. Our final level is Level 11 Monks, and Kensei Monks gain Sharpen the Blade. Now as a bonus action, you can expend up to 3 key points to add attack and damage to one Kensei weapon that doesn't already have a bonus like your packed weapon. This bonus lasts for 1 minute. Finally, we're finishing this out with turning your martial arts dice into a D8. Now that we've hit level 20, let's recap. Your stats are Strength 10, Dex 18, Con 12, Intelligence 8, Wisdom 13, Charisma 18. Your total levels are Monk 11, Warlock 9. Let's dive in. I think I did a good job at making you a vicious killer. Your fangs are dealing 1d8 magical damage. Your daggers are dealing 1d8 plus 4 magical daggers, but one is adding +1 and the other can add up to +3. Your packed weapon can also add 5d8 force damage on the attack, and because of your hex, you are adding 6 necrotic damage with each attack. Wielding your blades, you can attack 3 times or 4 times with no weapons. You can teleport, increase your speed, scare your enemies, give yourself temporary HP, heal, and can add a d10 to a skill check or saving throw. Your AC can go from 15 to 18. Downside, you have limited resources with only 11 key points and 2 spell slots, so you're going to have to decide how you want to use your spells. Teleport, scaring people, or extra damage. Thankfully, you're dangerous to fight against already. That being said, you're only coming in with about 120 HP taking the average, so be careful about that. Finally, you have some really good concentration spells, and they can't stack. Luckily, because you only have 2 spell slots, you'll probably will not be using them too often. Surprise your enemies by appearing out of nowhere, begin the feeding frenzy, and show your sister that you are the superior heir to the throne of Outworld, even though she's going to kick your butt and basically become the Empress anyway. Thank you for joining me today. I have a new build each week on YouTube and Spotify, so don't forget to subscribe to not miss a single new build. Over on Patreon, you can become a supporter and help decide next week's new character, and we have plenty of horror characters coming in. Who will it be? Will it be Pumpkinhead, Candyman, the Headless Horseman, or the alien from John Carpenter's The Thing?